Hello, we are back.
It is week 2 of August,
Week
and
two of
also we
August.
are on time.
We
We've been
are
on
on
it the
time.
last,
Yes.
so yeah, of course, school's about ready to start soon, and you don't want to think about that
It's
again.
inevitable. It's August. I told Mom, I said I don't want to talk about it until August 1st. It is August 11th, so I'm kind of
Having to
and
face it at this point.
the number of people that have asked the number of people that have asked me, "Are you ready to go back? You excited to go back?" And I'm like,
No.
"Okay, I love my kids. I love teaching middle school. I love showing them how to not burn down their house while trying to cook something. Like I love that part of it. But
Yeah.
I get to pee whenever I want during the summertime. I don't think that's something I don't think most people realize is that when you're a teacher and you have to pee, you can't just get
Hmm.
up and walk out the door. And
Yeah.
as soon as the bell rings, there's going to be that one kid that shows up not even like a minute after the bell rang. Now they're typically
Oh my
my
God.
some of my most favorite kids because they want to be there. Like they rush to
Yeah.
class because they want to be there, or
Yeah.
they have it together somewhat enough for a 12-year-old anyway. But so it's like that's gonna be a bit of a challenge. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get back into the sleep schedule of things, which that one's been hard for me because I'm definitely a night
That would
owl
be the hard part. Yeah.
and I'm
Hmm.
not a morning person. So like in the summertime, I'd go to bed about 2 or 3, and then I'd get up about like 9:30, and I'd have like
Hmm.
a late breakfast, early lunch, and then I would snack around lunchtime, and that's not that's not gonna happen like next week.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, you know what? We'll see what happens and
Yeah,
work
I get
from
that.
there.
As a
But
fellow night owl that has a legit night schedule, like my husband and I, for those of you who don't know, we go to bed at 6 a.m. in the morning, and we get up at he gets up at 1 o'clock to get ready for work. I get up at 2 o'clock, and I'm usually ready to go by 3 because my morning routine and Bible study and all that
yeah,
stuff. But yeah, so I totally get that. That would be brutal. I don't like anytime I have to get up early for anything. So well, me, I have been grinding on the Kickstarter for my book Survivor,
yeah.
which at this point is like marketing. I think most indie authors would mutually agree. There's some people who like know it, have nailed it, and enjoy marketing, but there's a good portion of us that like the marketing is the worst part of writing a book. Like I would rather be editing, and that sometimes makes me want to poke my eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't want to market my book, so it's just like please just go buy my book is like gist of like everything because it's like I'm tired of marketing, but it's Survivor, the TV show mixed with the Hunger Games. I don't know how many times I've said that, but like, and then I'm like, well, there's more to it than that because I promise it's like unique. I didn't just the old inspiration behind it wasn't even Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just kind of like when I was
Yeah.
editing it, I had that in mind as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
but like
Yeah.
teenage me wanted the TV show Endurance. Like that's my inspiration. But that's pretty much been the grind is just marketing. I'm posting like 3 to 4 shorts a day, one post on Instagram, usually trying to keep up with Tome and Thread, so it's just like constant,
Yeah.
how to make this appeal to readers stuff. But I finally got to do a video on my YouTube channel talking about the characters. I have been so tight-lipped about the characters, and I was like, how am I going to talk about them without revealing who's the main characters, who lives, who dies, like any of that stuff. And my editor was like, why don't you do it in alphabetical order? That way there's no hints at who gets
Oh,
on what team. And
that's
so
a
I
good
just
idea.
went through alphabetical order, and I'm excited. And I've also been doing character skits with some of the fun characters that have unique voices.
Mm-hmm.
And so the character skit shorts have been super fun because it's like my characters reacting to when it got fully funded. And
Mm-hmm.
then yesterday's was me being like, guys, the Kickstarter is failing. And then all of the characters just like reacting or trying to encourage me in one way or
Oh,
another. Or
that's cute.
it's so funny. And like one character time, she's like, well, of course it got fully funded. Everybody wants to read a book about me. I mean, as awesome as I
Ah,
am. And I'm just like, oh my God, time. Like that is, and it's just, I'm getting a kick out of it. And
sounds
it's just
fun.
so much fun. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, trying to get their mannerisms right. So that's been fun, finally getting to talk about the characters and everything. Like before, I wouldn't have even mentioned the name time to you, and I'm like, no, I can talk about the characters now. So uh, she's really narcissistic, so she's the funnest, like, to actually, like, try to portray, because she's
Mm-hmm.
just narcissistic and self-served. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I've been reading Kingdom of Ash. Reading has been helping me relax my brain after marketing all day, because marketing is like mentally taxing for me.
Yes.
So I've got this much left to go. I'm on page 672
Mm.
or 673. So out of like 900 pages. So I feel like I've been doing like 40 to like 80 to 100 pages a night sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There've been a few nights here and there that I've only been able to do a couple, but um so it's been really good. I had the Dorian stuff. By the way, spoiler alerts for the Throne of Glass series if you haven't already, because this is the final book. So anything
Yeah.
I'm talking about is probably a spoiler to some extent.
Yeah.
Um, so Dorian broke into Morath, and he started like kind of making a deal with Maeve, and so first I think you're supposed to react this way, where you're kind of like, what the
Yeah.
heck? Like, what are you doing? You've lost your like mind. And I didn't know how to feel about it. And so I got to read through. I'm like, I got to figure out what's going on here. Cause like, it just felt off. It felt weird and I didn't like it. And I'm like, what are you doing? You've
Yeah.
lost your mind. Um, and his shape shifting abilities is like really cool. And like how he utilizes that to like be in the form he needs to be to do what he needs to do, like the mouse
Mm-hmm.
sometimes or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when she set the trap and like betrayed him, because I was like, because the other thing that really bothered me about this, and I haven't had a chance to tell you about this, was
Okay.
that she was acting so nice, and I'm like, this is so out of character for Maeve, and I thought it was like, oh, we're trying to be sympathetic and love Maeve now, and I'm like,
No.
stop.
Maeve is
This.
so
Like,
manipulative. That's the thing. And
yeah,
it's like
so
we even saw that
yeah.
when she had that dream with Aelin, which we knew it was a facade because
Yes.
we'd seen where Aelin was at. But it's like
Yeah.
but like
And I
for the
was so mad.
characters
I
that
was
would
like,
be
don't
so
tell me.
manipulative. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like worried that that's how we were supposed to.
Oh,
We're supposed to
no.
sympathize with her now, and I'm like, I hate
Nope.
her.
Nope.
And so
You
I'm
do
like,
not
stop being
sympathize with
nice.
Maeve.
You're
Yep.
mean. You're mean. So when she set the trap, I was like, oh crap. And it was literally last night. My husband was in bed. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in the bathroom and I'm just gonna read, because I
Yeah.
had to keep reading, and like it would keep him from keeping him from awake, helping him not stay
Yeah.
awake.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, you get my point.
I
So
gotcha.
try to read in secret, not wake up my husband, keep reading, because I can't. A lot of like there are some people who are like, oh, I sit there and play on my phone and my spouse sleeps beside me. Me and him are so light sensitive, like it has to be pitch dark, so like we don't just like there's none of that. Like we have to keep it dark, not play on our phones or read in the dark or anything like that. So anyways, and so I was like, it's such a cliffhanger, because I'm like, he's screwed. He was a stupid idiot who trusted Maeve. She's gonna betray him. No, he had set a greater trap. He destroyed Morath. He like left her to die.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it was like this epic move by Dorian, and I'm just like, I love Dorian. That was so epic.
Yes.
It was so, and like it was so satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun. I also told you about the siege in Enel was one of my favorite. I think that's my favorite battle sequence right now.
It is, yeah.
In the whole book so far, because it was so epic. Everybody had their part to play. We were jumping trophies. It was like a true one of the movies, I think it's got Orlando Bloom in it. It's Kingdom of Heaven is one of the movies that have really epic sieges, and it's like it feels like that, where it's like heavy actual siege tactics, and like I love that stuff. And then Lorcan getting wounded, and he's in the battlefield, and then everybody's like, the dam's gonna break.
And Elid's like, not, yeah, she refuses to leave him, and I'm like, ah! And the fact that she was, ignoring him and like upset with him, and it's like she comes to that. It's like when you come to that moment where it's like, this argument's not worth it, and it's like she comes to this point where it's like I may be mad at him, I may not like how he reacted to this person, but I don't want him to. I don't want it to go to that extreme where I lose him. And I'm just like,
moment.
Yes.
And so, and everybody else was just standing there, and my thought was like, Rowan, you couldn't fly out on your hawk form and like call and let people know where his body is, like. But it was like such a powerful moment, though.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I got so many.
Elid
he was gonna jump off the horse, and she
oh
goes,
my gosh,
no,
force,
I have gushed about this to my sister and my husband, and they don't care. And I told them the
I
whole thing
care.
in detail.
I care.
Thank you.
You're
Oh my
welcome.
god,
You're
it's just
welcome.
so epic, and like,
Hmm.
it's just so good.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so good.
definitely. It is just really good.
So that's been Kingdom of Ash. So,
Yes.
how are you? Are you still in Crescent City Book 3?
Yeah, and I ended on a really horrible cliffhanger. Um,
Oh no.
and
I know you
I'm
kind of shouted
thinking.
out loud when you were reading.
I think there may be a character death.
Oh no, like that kind of cliffhanger. Oh
But there
no.
was somebody that was going after this person. So I don't know if it's a like true gone or just like we want you to think this person's gone.
And they're gonna come back.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! The person that's in like a somewhat semi romance with this other person. I'm not giving you any other details other than this.
Okay. Yeah.
They were fighting.
Oh. Like,
Oh
you were
my
supposed to
god!
read. I hate when they fight. Oh my
Oh, I
gosh, I
can't
hate when
stand.
couples
Okay,
fight.
and I'm that far. I haven't done much reading. I will maybe read like a page, and I don't know. Sometimes that feels a little bit like cheating, but
Yeah.
my goal.
I mean, I've used that before to
I
get
was
my
gonna
rating
read.
straight.
I was gonna read a whole bunch today because I thought we were gonna be in like trainings that lasted longer than what they did, but we weren't, and so I was just kind of like. I got this giant year-long, it's like a giant calendar that's the entire year, and I was setting that up today, so I didn't actually read much per
Nice.
se until the very end of the day. But yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Um, okay, this is kind of story-ish. It's about a story, but it's a video game.
Okay.
I finished the main quest line in Oblivion last night, and the ending is so
Mhm.
bittersweet. I was actually kind of sad at the ending.
Aw.
Yeah.
Right. I need to play that.
You do. You need to download them
It
remastered.
reminds me of another story to talk about
Yeah.
too.
But anyway, couple things. I have a couple of books. I've got two of them you know of. No, because you were there when I ordered them. Is my Goodreads credits? So my
Oh
Goodreads.
no, Book of the Month.
Oh, Book of the Month. Yeah, that's what it was. So, Book of the Month, I had 2 credits on Book of the Month, but I didn't like any of the book options for July. And so I went back, and I'm like, well, because I didn't want to lose them, because they said they were going to, like, come off of my account. I was going to lose them on July 30th. Well, it was July 31st, and the new August books announced, and my credits hadn't been taken off yet. So I was like, very quickly, I'm going to get these, use up both credits before I lose them, because I'm like, it's free books. This one was a special edition. This one was a special edition, so I had to pay $2.99. But that's all I had to pay for these two.
That's nice.
Because I canceled the subscription a month or so ago, a couple months ago. But the credits hadn't left, so I'm like, oh. So, I got book 2 in, what's the, A Fate Inked in Blood. It's book 2 in that one. So, I have to start reading that series, because I have books 1 and 2, so I have to do it now. And then, this one seemed kind of interesting. It was like Academy-ish. It's called Immortal Consequences. Some fates are worse than death is the little tagline at the bottom, but it's like about Blackwood Academy, so it's like a legendary school located in the fringes of the afterlife. Once a pupil enters the academy's archways, there's no way out except through the Decinilla. I'm totally saying that wrong. It's like an archway, like so. It's a celebration where a worthy student is tested and given a choice. They could either graduate and join the Blackwood's magical elite, or they cross over to the mysterious other side. And normally it's a celebration, but this time it's a competition between 6 different people, 6 different students, and then it gives a little bit of like basic intro about the different students. But it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I kind of like after reading Fourth Wing and having that academy vibes. I'm kind of curious to get like a different play on like the academy style books. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It sounded interesting
yeah.
because I don't know, because I liked
Yeah,
Fourth
I remember
Wing,
reading the blurb to it. So
and Fourth Wing has like the academy style bit. And so it sounded interesting. And this one you actually really liked, and you've been wanting me to read it for a while, but it was at Target, and it was one of the few book ones that
it's
they
a
had.
beautiful cover. Of that. It's so good.
So
Keep in mind, this was before the Fourth Wing and Carissa Broadbent era, but it was a 5-star read back before I had discovered Fourth Wing.
yeah,
So I think it would still hold up because I still really enjoyed it. I didn't like book two, and I've never finished book two, but that one was like genuinely good
yeah,
with a character that we, male character that we all kind of like, and I love the female character too. She's one of those strong female characters done in a way that we like, or at least that I liked. So um, speaking of stories that aren't books, but like we have to talk about K-pop Demon Hunter
oh my
because it's like
god, I have had
everybody
that.
is like
I've had
exploding
that's okay.
everywhere. I'm
You know
you and I watched it.
the song that talks about like the girls' of stories at the beginning of the that one's
Golden,
been
yeah.
that is it Golden? That one's been stuck in my head off and on
Oh my
all
god.
day today, and
The first
I
one.
blame all the YouTube the Facebook reels that I
Yes.
have seen.
Yeah, they're like
I blame
everywhere.
them.
The
I'm
worst
getting
thing to get stuck
get
in
this.
your head though is soda pop. I swear to
Soda
God,
pop.
like soda pop is the worst one to get stuck.
Yeah.
There it goes. Now it's in our head.
I'm sorry, but
So I noticed a lot of people, everybody's obsessed with it, but it feels like it has the romance in it is like a typical
yeah.
romantasy style, like
If anyone,
epic. You
okay,
got the guy who's working for the
anyone,
bad guy, so you think he's bad, and it's just like
okay,
I'm
anyone
obsessed.
watching this, if you have any other anime that are somewhat like that you think would be kind of like along the same kind of vibes that you think we would like, let us know because
Yeah,
I keep getting an
I
ad
know Solo
that
Leveling
Crunchyroll is on
and
sale at the
Devil May
moment.
Cry, and
I keep
yeah, I
Crunchyroll's like
like.
$1.99 at the moment, and I keep getting ads for it, and it's like tempting me more
We
and
have
more.
it, but we haven't found any other good ones. We haven't found any other good ones. I know we were obsessed with Solo Leveling and Devil May Cry, and then Solo Leveling didn't have a romance in it, but Devil May Cry kind of had something similar. But it's like an enemies to lovers to, or enemies to allies to like potential lovers to enemies. So it's just like it's crazy. And so
Hmm.
that one and K-pop Demon Hunters, I'm
Okay.
obsessed, and I don't have any more of either of those, and I need them. And it's like, please recommend any good animes that like make good romantasy storylines because I'm obsessed.
Okay.
But
Somebody's like, what are some good similar movies to watch after K-pop Demon Hunter? And the person recommended Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm like, how is that even remotely?
I'm confused.
I know,
This
I do
name
too.
is confused.
Oh my god. If TV shows are okay, try Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. Less singing, more demon magic. Hmm. But yeah,
But
like
yeah, the whole
I'm getting I'm
Mooney
getting
and Genu,
theories.
I think are their names.
That's what I'm
Oh
getting.
gosh.
I'm getting theories at the moment. So what's okay? Which character is like the real stoic face that she was kind of like rebellious and her parents were kind of um
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but I do not know the
I
character
know.
names
I
because
need
they're
yeah.
clearly. For some reason, Japanese names are easy for me to latch onto, and
Yeah.
like Solo Leveling was another one that was like Japanese done, but it was based on Korea, so the names are
Mhm.
Korean. I don't know any of the names in
Yeah.
Solo Leveling, but I picture their
Okay.
faces, and I'm just like I don't
So
know
she's
anybody is.
she has a really lean face and she's very stoic. So people probably write the names down in the comments. But apparently there was a theory that if you look at the pictures with her and her parents, the faces are blurred out. But apparently there's one image where the brother's no longer in the picture, I guess. And
Ooh.
somebody was saying one of the demon boy band people, the one that has the hair fringe that covers the eyes, apparently he has earrings that are the same kind of same style earrings as she has. And some people, there's one theory that says that her brother was taken as a demon
Oh my
I
gosh. I
know.
heard one, the other chick, the kind little peppy,
Uh
like
huh.
OCD kind of
Yeah.
organized one,
Yeah.
that she's actually Ginu's sister.
Oh.
And she survived this
Oh,
whole
I did
time.
see that
And
one.
like,
I did
yeah,
see
and it's
that.
like a cool series because like
Uh
there's a
huh.
lot of little things that could potentially be. I'm just like, oh
Also,
my god, we just need a
um,
sequel. We need a sequel.
also the main ship, the main romance. Apparently, there was a bunch of like dating scenes and romance scenes that they completely cut out of the movie.
What?
I know. Apparently, there was like they went out on dates and stuff, and they hung out more, and they met more often. Yeah, and it's all cut
Love.
out.
Can
It's
we
all.
get a novel, please? Dual
Please,
POV. We go to
please.
Ginu's perspective. We go to Rumi's perspective. We go
Uh
back
huh.
and forth. We get all of the things.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, while we're
please give us
on
a manga.
okay, while we're on the type of discussion of like show like TV show stories kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know that Disney Plus has a new like TV show, Percy Jackson and the Olympians show. Right.
Yeah.
Have you at least seen it? I haven't actually watched
Yeah,
it,
I heard
but
that.
so the Luke Castellan. So it's
Mhm.
Hermes' son. And he's the in the original movie he was the blonde haired kid that ends up betraying them in the
Right. I
movie.
remember.
Okay. Well,
It devastated
apparently
me.
his actor in the TV show, apparently, it says that Charlie Bushnell revealed that his portrayal of Luke in the show was inspired by Hayden Christensen's take on Anakin Skywalker. Uh-huh. I'm like, oh, okay.
You caught my interest.
I got my interest. I will watch.
Actually, is a perfect
Yeah.
lead into my
Okay.
next one too. That's
Yes.
great. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
So my next little thing, since you're talking about Hayden Christensen and Anakin in Star Wars, news about Star Wars was Star Wars Starfighter, if it still happens. Matt Smith actually landed a villain role,
Ooh.
and it supposedly is also going to star Ryan Gosling. So Ryan Gosling is going to dip his toe into the Star Wars universe,
I don't mind
and
him.
Matt Smith plays one of the Doctor Who doctors, but I know him as Damon from House of the Dragon, and he does fantastic.
He is a good actor.
Villain. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he makes such a good villain. Like, I'm assuming he makes a good guy too, because he has a romance in that one. Damon and Daenerys kind of have this thing, but he's kind of like a baddish kind of dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
there's a
so
girl that's been announced, Mia Goth. She's also is listed on the IMDb page. The three cast members that are listed are those two boys, and then Mia Goth. I haven't heard of her before. It looks like she was more like horror action style stuff, or at least that's what it looked like at a glance. More
right.
Infinity Pool, Pearl,
No.
X. I'm not familiar with any of them. So, but like, I'm all for new actors and actresses. Like, I'm all for like hiring new, like, unknown, or like not really unknown, because I'm sure there's people. She's famous. I'm sure somehow. I just don't. I'm not in that. I haven't watched shows that she's in, but I'm all for hiring like new people as long as they can act. That's the thing. They need to be able to act.
Also, yeah. Also, before I forget, because I didn't actually write this down in my list of things to discuss, Blood of My Blood, the Outlander prequel. So Outlander's based on a book,
yes.
And the author gave her story treatments for the prequel. The first 2 episodes premiered, and we've watched half, I think, of the first one. I am in love.
Really?
Oh my god. I am so in love with it. So a lot of them are like, you have younger versions of characters that are in the original series, and so they chose it. Like, every single actor has the mannerisms, has the voices. It literally looks like it's the younger versions of all of these characters that we know. And there's a lot of, like, it's Scotland, so there's a lot of Scottish names, and I'm actually able to keep track. Okay, this was that person, and this is like season 1 Outlander, so we're like, I'm used to watching like season 7 of Outlander, whatever season we're on. So this is the like first season. Characters who are not in the show anymore. It's been a long time, and yet for me, I can still remember who's who, and like I can pick it out. based on their portrayal of the characters, the younger selves of some of the characters, not all
Mm-hmm.
of them, because it's like the main love interest in Outlander is Jamie and Claire, so it's like Jamie's parents and then
Gotcha.
Claire's parents. So far we're still following Jamie's parents, and they haven't actually met yet. And we know obviously they meet because they have Jamie, but Jamie's godfather right now, the younger version of him, his name is Murtagh. He's actually like crushing on Jamie's mother, and he's
Mm-hmm.
best friends with Jamie's dad. So I'm like, how in the heck does
Mm-hmm.
that happen? Like, so it kind of raises some questions. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
clan drama. It's actually like really good, and I'm
Cool.
actually addicted, and I want to just keep watching it. So
Oh,
I wanted
good.
to because I was worried because it's based on her story treatment. The Diane Gibbon or whatever hasn't actually written the prequel yet,
Yeah.
and so but it seems like it's fitting in with the universe and all the things,
And
and they
I,
do really good with historical
yeah.
Scotland part 2.
And
So
round of applause for movie and TV show writers that actually respect the established lore in a series. Round of applause for you because golf claps, golf claps.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but yeah, it's just I absolutely love it when you have a
it makes
TV
me happy.
show or a series that respects the lore and is actually in communication with the author and is like, hey, you know, I now whether that continues to be a thing throughout the series, I hope so, but like at least it has a good strong start to it, which sounds like, so that's good.
Yeah. And also Outlander is going to be giving its final season next year, which makes the trailer popped up before the episode, and I about cried because it's just like they do these really intense trailers, and it's like they're romance people, so they know how to get us
Mm-hmm.
going where it's like I swear, like Jamie and Claire at this point, they're like in their 50s and 60s. Like the actors are portraying characters that are much older than them,
Yeah.
but it's still like the angst of like
Oh yeah.
what's gonna happen to their love interest. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like some of this or like later seasons have shifted to the kids and the future generations because they're getting older, but
Yeah.
there's still just this aspect of
Oh
like
yeah.
Claire and Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like what's gonna happen, and it's like, oh my gosh, he found a book, and now in somehow they get a hold of a book that's like from the future, and it's like James Fraser dies at this date, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go again,
Ah.
he's supposed to die and you're back in time, like
Yeah.
so
That
it's just
would
all
be
the angst.
intense.
I'm just like,
Yes.
ugh. And I'm an Outlander. Like I haven't read the books yet, so I'm thinking that may be on my
You
TBR list
should.
coming
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Like I need to.
Yeah.
The mood is hit, and I'm like, I've rewatched the whole show so many times, and
Yeah.
it's like it's
You
about time
should
I
read
wade
it.
through the
Yeah,
book.
for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw there's a picture that I saw that was from what's her name? Abigail's Book Nook on Instagram. She
Mm-hmm.
shared this picture and it's like 4 tiers and it has 4 books in each tier. And it's like emotional devastation book recommendations. And so the top tier, the top tier is the most like intense, I'm assuming, because it's called Existential Crisis. The next one is Full Ugly Cry, the tier down. And the tier down from that is Lingering Pain. And then the bottom tier is A Sweet Ache. So I'm assuming it's like kind of sad,
bittersweet.
a little bit more like I'm full on ugly crying, and then just I don't know what to do with myself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna list out some of the ones that I recognize that look familiar, that at least I recognize the name of. So in Existential Crisis, they have Kingdom of Ash is there, which is not totally expected for me. And I would 100% agree.
That's funny.
You're
At first I thought you were serious. I was like, I thought you said it was angsty, but you're being sarcastic. That sarcasm went right over my head.
I completely agree. Like it's intense. You're in for it. Existential Crisis. Recommendations: Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Bones by K.L. Spear. I don't know. I don't know if that's like a fan fiction or a published novel. I'm not sure. I know the next one, Manigold, is a fan fiction that was recently made into it's currently either been published or is getting ready to be published. I'm not sure if it's one of the ones that I've bought back here, that, cause these
Right.
two on my Harry Potter shelf were fan fictions that were changed and kind of reworked to make their own books. Um, and then there's a book called Red Rising, and I've seen the book
Hmm.
before, but
I think
I've
I
never
have it on
actually
my
read
shelf.
it. I've never read it, and I've been like back and forth about
I
reading
don't
it.
know. Yeah, that's on my shelf.
Yeah, I
Like
haven't.
my TBR shelf.
Yeah, and
Huh.
it says Darrow is a red, a member of the lowest class in the color-coded society of the future. Like his fellow Reds, he works all day believing that he and his people are making the surface of Mars livable for future generations. Yet he spends his life willingly, knowing that his blood and sweat will one day result in a better world for his children. But Barrow and his kind have been betrayed. Soon he discovers that
Yeah,
human.
it's
Yeah,
like
it sounds interesting, but I
yeah,
just had
it
never really
reminds
read it. But it's existential crisis
Brandon
sad.
Sanderson actually did a short with the author of Red Rising, and he said something about
Really?
how this is one of his good author friends, the author of Red.
Ooh.
I think it was yeah, and so it was like I think it was on TikTok, I think, but I didn't save the short. But yeah, so the amount of times I've read that blurb and thought about reading that book and just have it, it's one of those. It's like forever on your TBR list, and it's just like you never get around to reading it. So I really need to get around to trying it if it's gonna be up there with the Devastated tier.
Mhm. Um. Yeah. It. I don't know. I didn't realize that it was gonna be that like emotional. Like.
Yeah, same.
The tier below existential crisis was Full Ugly Cry. The book
Okay.
when the moon hatched, which is one of them I have over my shelf, is one I recognize.
Okay.
Apparently, that's Full Ugly Cry.
Ooh,
Undying Lands. I can't see the author name. Peaches and Honey,
right.
and then the Book of Azrael. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's a fan fiction or
Something
an actual
completely
book.
different. I have no idea.
Let me just Goodreads it.
Hmm. Yeah, you'll have to send me the link to this tier list
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's a like a published book. I don't think it's a. Yeah, no, it's called the Book of Azrael. Apparently, it
Okay,
has
I just
tags like
typed in.
romantasy, fantasy, romance, dark romance, paranormal. So it's from the Gods and Monsters series.
That's cool.
Um,
Oh, okay. I think the Gods and Monsters series sounds familiar to me.
okay.
Maybe I've heard of it. I'd
Uh,
have to see it to list no. But
okay.
anyway, so that is
That is Full
Ugly
Ugly
Cry.
Cry. Full ugly cry.
Okay.
Full ugly cry. I can't speak tonight. Okay, the tier below
Perfect.
that, Lingering Pain, Court of Wings and Ruins on there. Um, the Scattered Bones. I can't tell who it's by, but The Daughter of No Worlds. So that's the first book in Carissa Broadbent's other series. The first book there
Yeah.
is Lingering Pain, apparently, and then
I need to read that one.
oh, it's gonna rain. So if you hear thunder, that's why. The Crown of Oaths and Curses. It has a pretty cool looking cover. The Crown of Oaths and Curses. So that was
Oh,
the
okay.
last
So
one on the
that's yeah.
Lingering
I thought
Pain.
that was two different books, so that's the same book.
Um, okay. The Blood So Deadly Divine, I think, is the first one in the A Sweet Ache. Um, Rain and Ruin, Blood by Gravity, and Songbird of the Sorrows. I can't quite tell. So the
Something
picture
like that.
itself is not the best when it comes to like being able to read the titles very well, but you can probably like find the figure like get the basic name there and then match the covers to figure them out for sure. But it was really interesting. I'm like I kind of liked that concept of like ranking like having like book recommendations based on how emotional they made you. I thought that was really kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. That'd almost be fun to do with the books that I know, like we've read, and
Yeah.
then for me to do the Valiant series,
Yeah.
rating the Valiant series based on the emotional turmoil of each
Yes.
book.
Yes. So I will send that to you
Bias stroke.
so you can
That'd be fun.
take a look at it.
So my first thing to talk about was the Kickstarters that I have been swapping with. So I have 3 of them, so I can actually, because sometimes if I have a lot, I want
Yeah.
to move through them pretty quickly,
Yeah,
but
I get it.
there's only 3. So this next one, this is the first one. I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's not, it's called Stormvale, a deluxe edition epic romantasy hardcover. So the epic romantasy, like, specific tag is like, okay, we've got a nice long romantasy here, and it's like, could have epic world building too. But it's by Starzy Davis, and so I got her Mongolian romance last year,
Yeah.
around the time I was doing my Kickstarter last year. I need to read it. It's still on my TBR list. My Kindle books get pushed aside because they're not physically in front of me.
Yeah.
So I know that she's like really good. So this one's got a grumpy assassin, a rebel princess, and betrayed hero. Fantasy collides with deception, prophecy, and slow burn, spicy romance. Stormvale. So I think this is book 2, but she has options to get books 1 or books 1 and 2 together, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it says fans of sprawling fantasy sagas like Game of Thrones and classic epics such as the Dragonlance series will find much to admire in Davis's intricate world building and layered storytelling. So it sounds like it's not just a typical romance. See, there's a lot of like world building to it.
Also, real
The
quick,
covers,
real quick,
yes,
the link that will take you to all of the Kickstarters that we've recommended in the past few weeks is in the description below. Or you can go to Joanna's website, authorjoannawhite.com.
yes,
And there's a tab at the
I'll
top of
need
the
a copy.
website. So if you just type in author Joanna White, it'll probably bring up her website, and it has its own tab at the top. So if you're wanting to actually look at some of these yourself or find the links to them specifically, she has them linked there. So, and I've added it to
Yeah.
the bottom in the description, but you can also just Google author Joanna White and it'll pull up, and you can look at her books while you're at it. Just so you know,
Yes.
that's also good.
I will, as soon as we're
Okay,
done
you were
with
talking
this
about the
live stream,
covers.
I will add these to the list at the very top. I've been forgetting, so just as soon
Okay,
as this is
I'll
over, I
remind you.
promise
Yeah,
these
you're
will be
good.
on. Um, so yeah, and the art on this looks good, and the sprayed edges look like dragon scales,
Ooh,
and I cannot tell you how, like, the art is like, it's actually like
that
art,
sounds
like
cool.
art covers are kind of rare,
Mm-hmm.
but like I love, what's it called,
Yes.
fantasies that have art
Yes, me
covers. It
too.
reminds me of D&D and that kind of stuff. So book 1 has like tropes like friends to lovers, evil imperial overlord. I'm a fan of evil imperial overlords. A sword wielding princess, an assassin in disguise, forbidden magic, a gladiator like tournament,
Ooh.
and
Okay.
it has the art has the man with a sword in a gladiator arena with blood behind him. So I'm like, okay,
What
you've got
book?
me. Bachelor vibes, touch her and die, rich and Lorne myths, and fake dating. So I'm like, the
What
Bachelor vibes. I
what
actually didn't
book
see that the first
was
time.
gladiator kind of vibes that you read that you really liked? What was that called? I have it on
Bloodguard.
Bloodguard. That's
Bloodguard.
what it was called. I still haven't read that. There's
It,
several that you've
you
read that I
can
haven't
watch
read
it.
yet.
It is underrated. Bloodguard should be one of those epic, like,
Yeah.
with the epic, like, fourth wing and stuff. It's so underrated, dude. Um, so yeah, and I already love Starzy Dave. Like, I know some people can get a little worried because, like, oh, what if I don't like it and stuff. A
Yeah.
lot of these do have like a sample you can get, and I personally know Starzy, not personally,
Yeah.
but I've
Yeah.
spoke with her, so that means I know
Okay.
her enough to know. It's still not happening yet, so you can follow along. I know I've saved it because, like, I need this now, and
Yeah.
I would have already pledged by now, but I'm like, oh, it's not launched yet,
Yeah.
so we gotta wait. But um, so that's the Stormvale. Um, and it's the Stormborn Chronicles, books 1 and 2 by Starzy Davis, or Davies. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Um, so this next one, she has only 35 hours left to go in this one, so you don't have long to grab this next one. The Witches Jackson
Okay.
omnibus, and me and this author, when we were talking about our swap, we actually talked quite a bit, so I've gotten to know the author of this one. And it's like a slow burn romance, deadly magic, all in the heart of New Orleans, dragons, witches, and darkness lure on every corner. So it's like New Orleans kind of vibe. And I'm like, it reminds me it makes me think of the originals and stuff. And I was talking to her, and she said she lives near New Orleans, so that's kind of where the inspiration for this came from. And it literally sounds so good because I love, like, the whole New Orleans vibe is kind of a thing. It's a beautiful book. She's unlocked the first stretch goal for it. She has the ebook box set, which is like the ebook part of the series. So the omnibus is like 4 books put together is what this is for. And so you can get the ebook box set for a like $18, and it's like
Cool.
4 books. Which is like a
Um,
steal. You can get the paperback for $45, so that's on here. I'm trying to find the
Something I would just want to jump in real
about the
quick.
series.
Okay, I'm already
Mm-hmm.
getting a little bit of it's where I live. We're hitting a patch of rain that's like in a yellow reddish that should
Oh,
be
no.
gone in like 30 minutes. It should be through in 30 minutes. But if Joanna goes robotic a little bit, or if the stream randomly just turns off, either I lost power, which happens where I live. You wouldn't think just a thunderstorm would cause that, but power lines aren't the best. But if we randomly just shut off, I probably lost power. Or if Joanna's robotic, it's probably because it's raining. So, just a heads up for people,
Okay.
future people or current people that are what if people, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
especially
So,
future people
future
if it
peep,
happens and it's like, why
future
is it all
peeps,
messed up?
future peeps.
Yes.
If we randomly turn off, that is why.
Thank you for letting us know because I didn't
Yes.
know that. It's
Okay, you
obviously
were.
I'm okay. Yes, New Orleans vibes. The series basically, Freya never felt like she belonged as she moved from foster home to foster home. On a senior trip to New Orleans, the city she's always fantasized from afar, everything changes. She accidentally steps into a hidden realm where witches, dragons, and magic intertwine. Taken in by Jackson Square's coven, Freya discovers a forgotten legacy pulsing through her veins, and a darkness has been dormant for 18 years now, awakened and hungry. Guided by Sterling, a broody, reluctant heir with secrets of his own, she begins balancing her newfound powers, but deepening feelings and centuries-old obligations. So it's like a 4-book series, omnibus. You can get the ebook version for like $18 for 4 books, which is like
Yeah.
a good buy. So it's New Orleans vibes. I've talked to the author. It's really nice. I like the art on the banner. I don't know where that came from, but it's only got 35 hours left to go on it. And so she did fully fund.
Oh,
So
cool.
I was excited on her behalf for that though.
Yeah.
So she's just over because we were both talking about how it feels like. I think this was the author I was talking about how it like feels like everything's kind of stalled right now.
Yeah.
So
I actually did some
that is
Googling when we were in the middle of starting stream. Apparently, there are certain months that that I guess some kind of data. It's a website. The resource, and this might be something interesting to bring up to the people too. TCF Team. It's a website. It's a 25 plus data drive insights into the best time to launch a Kickstarter. Apparently, and it said sweet spring season, sweet spot season. Embrace the sweet spot season. So it's like spring, which is like March through May, and then fall, September through November. Apparently, are considered to be the
yeah, that's what
favorable
somebody told me.
periods for Kickstarter launches. So I don't know if there's any
Yeah, I
truth
was
to
like
that,
next time.
but it might be interesting. It might honestly. I would just be curious, like to have like each time you do a Kickstarter, try it at like a different time of year. I don't
Time.
know. I'd be curious to see if there's any truth
Yeah.
behind that.
That's what I've heard from the Kickstarter for Authors Group when I asked them, like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And that was like, they said that it's just a slow season right now, and your
Yeah.
sweet spot's going to be, those
Yeah.
ones. So that's what I've heard. So it
Huh.
seems like there's some truth behind that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was The Witches of Jackson Square by A. Lonergan. I'm sorry, I'm
Mm-hmm.
butchering her name. Um, and then the last one is A Dragon So Savage, a Wrath and Revenge novel.
Hmm.
This one has 20 days to go, so you've got plenty of time if anybody's interested in this one. So, when a young woman faces the extinction of her race after a 100-year-old revenge plan goes into effect, she is forced away from the only life she has ever known and thrust into one she believed only existed in dark fairy tales. Within this new world, she learns she must choose between saving herself, which would lead to the dismantling of the realm, or sacrificing the only thing she has left to save the species responsible for the loss of her own. So it's her debut fantasy novel. You can read the first chapter. Um, and uh, yeah, there's forced proximity, quests and trials, secrets and betrayals, and dragon shifters. Um, yeah, so it's got character chapter art. Um, there's some really cool stretch goals and stuff. It's got sprayed edges. The cover is just gorgeous. Um, so yeah, it says Amelia finds herself at the mercy. I was reading the wrong thing, apparently. Amelia finds herself at the mercy of a ruthless king who wishes to see her dead in a world full of creatures. Punished for a crime she didn't commit, she is set to the Forgotten Lands, abandoned kingdoms of treacherous landscapes and nightmarish creatures where survival is a distant hope. Accompanied by a group of secret dragon shifters, Amelia's journey begins. Among them are those who wish to see her perish, loyal to the king's dark plans, yet there are others who sense a deeper connection with her, whispering of a bond that could alter the realm forever. She must decipher friend from foe while harnessing a strength she never thought she could have or exist or whatever. So the ebook is only $10. It includes the map and the character artwork before each chapter. And you'll receive it before the main book releases, and then the prices go up from there for like the paperback and all the other ones. So the art on this one's really pretty, and she's got like $5,000 planned of her goal. So she's doing really good for the fact that there's still 20 days left to go.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So that is A Dragon So Savage by K. Christine, I think is the author name. So shout out to those Kickstarters. Obviously mine's still going on. I am a really tiny Kickstarter, so if you guys would pledge, that would be great.
Yes.
Me trying to market. Bargaining brain. Selfless plug.
That's all right.
Like she said, the link, I'll add all of these to the WordPress thing ASAP, so you guys can find them. They should be at the top. So.
And all of these people that we've mentioned in the past few weeks, like Joanna and lots of, like, I know, I just from watching you prep these things, like authors put hours and hours and hours into planning these and trying to find ways to make them as like unique as possible, and you know, it's just in marketing and advertising it and you know all these things, like it's you know, they put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's very that. Yeah, and it's just anytime they get even just a backer, even just one, it's very encouraging, and it makes it worth it. So just think about that when you're scrolling through. Like and it's not just books on Kickstarter. There's like board games, like the game Exploding Kittens apparently is like 5 iconic products that were Kickstarters apparently. It's like Exploding Kittens was one. So Exploding Kittens, the Oculus, so virtual reality headset was apparently one. Gravity blanket, the fidget cube. So like the little fidget cubes that you see that have the little fidgets on every side, those were apparently one. And then I'm wanting to say pop sockets. Pop sockets were originally a Kickstarter, so it's not like, yeah. So it's not just books, but I was just scrolling down through there, and it said they have like success stories, like little articles that talk about success stories, and so it's not just books. Like we focus on books because we're like a book channel, so that's kind of what we focus on. But there's all kinds of stuff out there.
You need to find something else you like too. Board games are the most popular category, I think, or one of like board games and games like in general are like huge on Kickstarter. So books are actually not the biggest thing on Kickstarter. Also, I did update the page, so they're all on there. If you guys are interested, you can check them out now. They're on there. So I forgot before the stream, but they're there. So I sneakily did it.
Okay. The only other thing that I had was that let me grab it because it's one of the books I forgot to grab. I might have mentioned it in our last stream. I can't remember if I did or not. But I have The Fallen in the Kiss of Dusk. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it came in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Inside cover review, because we know if it's Carissa Broadbent, there's going to be like inside cover art.
Nice.
It's the front.
Nice.
And the back. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want me to read you the little saying on the back? No? Okay. I figured you wouldn't.
Not,
but
a little spoilery.
Well, honestly, I don't know.
I know.
I don't. Oh, rain's picking up. I don't know if it would be good because I'm not. I think it's a very vague statement, but I will respect your wishes. Okay, so that just released like last week, like at the end of last week.
Same release day as mine. Yeah, August 5th.
August 5th.
It was the same release day as mine.
This book came out, so this is the second book in, I just saw where it said it. It's the second book in the Shadowborn duet, which is a series of duets in the Crown of Naxia series. So this is the second book in the second duet. But Like,
I think
not
I
even
know what's going to make it
not
the one
even
I
a
had.
not even a few days later, she's like, while I'm announcing I have this new book that's released, I'm gonna go ahead and announce the title for the first book and the last duet. So it's the first book in the Bloodborne duet. It's called The Lion and the Deathless Dark, and I'm like, dude, it sounds so cool.
I knew you were gonna have that too to talk about. I'm so
So
because her original
yeah.
post I saw, like, now that it's released, I can officially say it has 4 books long, and I have an exciting announcement coming. So I was waiting and waiting and
Yes,
waiting, and I was like, I
yes.
need to check and see what
Because
that was, and it
I
was.
wasn't sure because I knew that redoing the covers of her Daughter of No World series. And so I was like, is it has something to do with that, or is it the next book? And I don't even want to look at the synopsis, because apparently there's mild spoilers for this book in that. So, did you read it?
No, I
Okay,
was
good.
about. I was
Okay,
reading
I was gonna say I was afraid you had it. I'm like,
Basically.
because I have a, this will be on my next month's TV.
Basically.
If I can get through this month, I may reread the Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I may reread that one because it's been a hot minute. Were we gonna do that together?
If we can sync up,
Okay.
I could do my first read through because that'll help me get through it. It's like, okay, she's reading it, her rereading it, I'm reading it. That would be fun. So if we can sync ourselves
because
up.
I do want to get into this, but
yeah. She did announce she was drafting it. She's like, I finished drafting this book about a month ago, and I'm excited that I get to talk about it so early, which is the only thing that I'm reading because, again, non-spoilers. But so she's drafted it, so it's just still got to go through the process. But I'm like, okay, she's done drafting it. That's exciting.
yes.
Yeah. So it's coming August 4th, 2026.
Sweet.
So we're about a year out.
August 4th.
But I'm excited. Yeah, The Lion and the Deathless Dark sounds so good. I guess that's a cue. I didn't watch the little trailer thing, so I'm like, now I won't because I don't want spoilers to like. Well, like
I know the synopsis, like the blurb, the little synopsis bit, in the description synopsis bit has, they said mild spoilers, what could be considered mild spoilers for the end of the one that just came out. So I don't want to.
Me either. I don't want anything. I just I need to get into that scared thing. Yeah. So I got some indie author books that I want to read after this one, so I'm hoping I can actually like get through some of these pretty quickly.
We might need
to read a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you have anything else you were gonna bring up?
Just a handful of things. Greta Gerwig's Netflix Narnia movie started filming in London, so they had a first look at the photos. And then
I'm concerned. I don't want to get my hopes up about that because I'm very, 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 very extremely concerned that they're going to try to take faith and God out of the equation when the author was literally a theologian. So I don't want to get my hopes up about that. Like honestly, I keep forgetting that even exists. And I probably will. I will probably continue to ignore it until I get confirmation from people like Focus on the Family that say that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like I normally I'm not.
That's why I still bring it up because it's so like.
Normally I'm not super extremely intense like that, but Narnia is a very very touchy thing because like that was literally my first fantasy exposure was Narnia, and it was faith based. Yeah. And it, like, again, it literally does a parallel of Jesus's life and like his dying on the cross, and whether you believe he rose again or not, it's beside the point because the author wrote it as a parallel to that story. So and you can attest to this too. It's a very precious story for many people, and
it is.
I don't want that taken out. Now, like, whether you believe in Jesus Christ is the Son of God or not, whether you believe that or not, it's beside the point. If the story is established as a parallel to that story, don't take it out. And I'm hoping they don't. I hope they don't.
Yeah, me too.
But that's why I honestly, again, I forgot that even existed until you just mentioned it just now, and I'm like, oh, okay. And that's why I keep forgetting that it exists, because I'm not putting much of my faith in it being decent right now because I have no idea.
Yeah. The only other thing I was going to go over really quickly was just that the Harry Potter. Oh wait, no, hold on. Henry Cavill made a bold statement expressing his displeasure at the casting of his favorite character, Severus Snape, by a black actor. In response, J.K. Rowling also expressed her admiration for Henry Cavill's spirit and wanted to sign her book for him. And I thought that was kind of a nice little tidbit that he was
Yeah.
open about his displeasure at it and that she supports him in his
Yeah.
statements. And it goes to further show that I love Henry Cavill. I really do. He has so many good things that he says, and he's very adamant about like how he doesn't like filming spicy content,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And he's a really good,
Yeah.
decent guy, it seems
I
like. So, and he's also a true nerd.
yeah.
Like, it was one of those things about The Witcher that like he was excited because he read the book series and he wanted to play The Witcher for that. And then they used him for a lot of like shirtless scenes and like things like that. And I felt kind of upset on his behalf because
Yeah.
of it. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I was going to talk about. So if we need to cut it short because of the rain, we can do that.
That's okay. But yeah, because it is one of those things. One thing that concerned me, and I don't know, is just when I was reading the book, when I read Harry Potter, because I don't know, and I don't people watching this may not know, but like I didn't read Harry Potter growing up as a kid. A lot of people did. I wasn't allowed to. So as an adult, I'm independent now. I decided I'm not living under anybody else's roof. I rent it. It's mine. So I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna enjoy them. I'm completely honest. Half the time, I didn't know what race people were because the story is designed for you to. It's a story-driven series. Like you're following what happens to the children and where they go and the goals that they're trying to do and who they're trying to defeat. I didn't focus on that. I didn't even see it. I had to go back and say, okay, which characters are of different races or different ethnicities. I had to actually go back and Google it because I couldn't remember. So like I know, and my main concern, the backstory of Severus Snape, and we've mentioned this before, the backstory of Severus Snape, he is severely bullied by James Potter, Sirius Black, and Lupin. I don't know if he was involved in a whole lot of that. He was bullied heavily by James because they would go at each other. They didn't like each other. And James bullied Severus a lot, and Severus retaliated a lot. Because they hired somebody that's African American, it's going to unintentionally bring up a racism backdrop that James Potter was a racist because he picked on the one kid that was African American that liked a girl that wasn't. And I'm afraid that's going to happen. The only way that they could avoid that, and if they can avoid it from feeling that way, if they can avoid it, I will be at peace with it. I will watch the show and I will enjoy it and I will embrace it. If they can write it in a way that doesn't, in a way so that way racism and a race issue is not the problem, because that's not the main problem in Harry Potter. The main Potter is like blood status. That's the problem. Do you have two magical parents? Do you have one or do you have none? That's the problem. That's the main issue, not the color of people's skin. That's not a problem in Harry Potter. So much so that I didn't even realize what race some of the kids were until you watch the movies and you were like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just
I can totally see all of that.
I want to love it, but I didn't realize he had made a statement about it either.
Yeah, so I like really respect Henry Cavill for saying that, and the author for saying that she supports that and wants to sign a book for him. So that's kind of cool and everything. So yeah, I feel like I'm hoping that like the trying to insert some of that kind of style of stuff in things is kind of dying down by the time that they do it. So I'm still hoping there's a chance that it like won't go that direction and that they'll change their minds and like, you know,
it's gonna take some really talented writers to be able to write that in a way where it doesn't come off that way, where that's not a problem.
I was actually trying to think, as you said that as an author, how I would go about that. I don't even know how you could, because it will automatically be that way just because of the nature of the fact that he's getting bullied and one kid is white and one kid is not. And that's
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know of a
Yeah.
plot line where you avoid that. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know.
saying? So unless the other kid
I
is going to
just
be African American as well. So
unless it was their intention to bring it up in the first place, I don't know how that couldn't be noticed. I don't know.
yeah,
And I don't
yeah,
know.
but we'll see.
And maybe they may make Severus be more of an antagonist. Like I don't know. I don't know what they plan on it. Like and like
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll watch it
I
if
just
there. I don't know. And that's the thing. That storyline doesn't come up until like books like was it book 4? Where we really start to learn about like book 4 or 5 where we really start to learn about
it may not even be this
yeah,
season. I'm
so it
sure
really it
they
probably
just
won't
cleaned
even
it up.
be an issue if the show gets signed on for more seasons. That's the thing. It all depends on, and I honestly can see a lot of people turning out for the starter bit. So I don't. It would take. I don't know. It depends on their pacing. Like how quickly
Yeah.
are they going to pace themselves through the show? I don't know.
Yeah, or they're gonna start like, breezing through some
Like
storylines or not.
yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
Like
So
is season 1 going to be book 1 and then season 2 book 2, or are they going to do like season like books 1 and 2 with season 1? I don't know.
yeah.
I could see
Based
that
on
maybe.
TV shows and how they get, because we talked about this before and how they get canceled so soon
Yeah.
because it goes popular on Book Talk and then
Yeah.
it's done with and then it's
Mhm.
like they get canceled. And so they always try to cram as much as they can because they're like, okay, well, this is all we've got. We don't have another
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I find it like the Narnia one is precious to you and me. The
Mhm.
Harry Potter one is unique because you already had a franchise that actually, like the movie franchise, and when you compare it today, it was successful and they completed it. Most
Mhm.
ones today, based on books, don't actually
Yeah.
go to completion
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's as
Well,
close
Chronicles of
as you're
Narnia
gonna
is an
get,
example
other
of
than
that.
maybe like, yeah,
There's like
Chronicles of Narnia,
7
Lord of
books
the
in the
Rings, and Harry
series, but you
Potter
only have
are like,
movies for the first 3. You only have movies for 3, and that's not even the first 3.
yeah, and so, and
Yeah.
with like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, they're like as close as an adaptation as you're probably going to get just because of the nature of the difference between a book and a movie. There are going to be changes made.
Yeah.
And so when you already had a successful adaptation, I don't know of having another adaptation if it like it's not going to get
Yeah.
better. You see like
Yeah.
it already has like a high standard
Yeah.
for an adaptation
It
for
already
it.
has a
So,
very well established fan base. Now, it's kind of the fan base is teetered over the years for various reasons. But for like you have those OG Harry Potter fans that will always be Harry Potter fans whether they agree with the author's decisions or not. It's completely out of the
mhm,
picture. Like they have
yeah,
separated the author from the artist from the work type of thing, and for some cases for some people, and you know I'm like you. I don't know. This was a really ambitious fandom to jump into. It's kind of like the Ring of Power with Lord of the Rings.
yeah,
It takes a huge leap of faith to jump into a series that has a really really big fan base. Like and you're going to have those
yeah,
critiques, you're going to have the criticisms. Like there's people that criticize the Ring of Power series because of how quickly they go through how quick like they shorten the time span for certain events that should have like hundreds of years in between this event and this event, whereas in the movie it happens relatively quickly, like one after the other. And it's like it's one of those things. Like, you're always going to have critiques on things, so I don't know.
yeah, because there's a difference between books and movies, and that's just
Yeah,
or
yeah,
TV shows.
yeah.
And the other interesting thing is when you think about how the concept of adapting or adaptations is not working. People are so hungry and thirsty,
Yeah.
I feel like, for something new. And this is where I think
Yes.
the Japan and Korea and some of the Asian countries with animes are getting things right because think about
Yes.
how many Solo Leveling went viral, Devil May Cry went viral, and
K-pop
K-pop
Demon
Demon
Hunters that we
Hunters
were
went
just talking
viral.
about at the beginning.
Like
Yeah.
yes, like they have so many animes that are going viral because
They're
yes, I
new.
think
It's
Devil May
unique.
Cry was based on
Yeah.
a game, but they're still, for the most part, they're unique, they're different, and they're giving us new content that's
It
not
doesn't
just straight up
like
at it.
they don't
You know
have
what I mean?
years of
And like
they don't have years of lore that's been pre-established that you have to try to write around.
yeah, I mean the mangas, but
Yeah.
like still the mangas getting adapted are they do
Mhm.
it like page for
Yeah.
page. I can
Mhm.
grab my fairy tale ones,
Yeah,
go
that's
start
I was
watching season
honestly
one,
just
and I
thinking
know
that. that because
Yeah,
I
and it's
watched
like
the
solo
first
leveling,
episode
like,
with Fairy Tale with you,
hmm
and because I
yeah,
found the first volume at like Five Below, and I'm like, this is literally
yeah,
like word like pretty like scene by scene from the episode, I'm like, oh, I've already seen this.
yeah. Like,
Like,
there has
but
been,
yeah.
like, I kid you not, you could technically, with solo leveling, we got left on a cliffhanger end of season 2. You can go find the volume. What about this? Next time we have some money, Alicia and I, because we're tired of waiting, go buy the manga and literally just pick up where the TV show went off,
Hmm.
and you are not going to be lost because it's
Huh.
literally the same thing.
That is so
It's still,
cool.
in a sense, that it's adapting a manga, but it's still like new and
Yeah.
unique in a way that it's just different. And I feel like they
Mm-hmm.
kind of know more what they're doing as opposed to the
Yeah.
adaptations that, you know, other countries are trying, like, I don't know if it's just like America, UK, or what
Yeah.
countries, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like, just
I
in
got. I get
general
you.
that are happening with, like, the
Yeah.
adaptations that are not working,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had. So
Yeah.
that was just
No.
my last
Yeah.
final closing thought on the
It's a
show.
good kind of good discussion point though. It just gives you a lot to
Yeah,
mull over in your head,
yeah.
and it's like
And technically
I don't
animes
know.
are inspired by manga, so we're still on the topic of
And
books.
that's where it's like, is it like, are we just having? Is it like the writers that these companies are hiring? It just, I don't know. It's like makes me wonder what kind of restraints are these big corporations and big companies putting on these writers, so that way they can't. They're forced to like they're having to write the things that are being released right now. It's like it
Kind of
makes me
started,
wonder what kind of
like,
like restrictions, what kind of like restraints are being placed on them to where like because this is not people's full creative potential. Let's be real.
yeah,
The Last
for
Jedi was
sure.
not the most creatively written piece of work. Are these the TV shows or different things like just
Yeah.
remakes of things like that's not people's full creative potential. Like come on, like take
hmm
off the restraints, let writers write, and like actually invest in some of these great ideas that people are writing and that just kind of get turned down because it's not a moneymaker.
Like, that's the one thing that I will say. Like, Jason Momoa dropped a new show on Apple TV, Apple
Mm-hmm.
streaming, whatever it's called, and it's called Chief of War, and it's like
Oh.
Hawaii, but like Hawaiian, not ancient Hawaii, but like native
Oh, okay,
Hawaiians and
cool.
their history. It's like a historical fiction show, and he was in one before that called Sea, that was
Uh-huh.
literally like future Earth. Everybody is blind, and the
Huh.
idea of being able to see is like a crime, and it was so
Wow.
unique and creative. And I'm like, and he's
Huh.
been in a lot of he plays the
Yeah.
same type of character, whether he's Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, Baba Voss from Sea, and then now this new guy in Chief of War. I don't know the names because it's like Kiakuga, it's Hawaiian. But it's like the same kind of character. So you're like, I love Jason Momoa's characters, but it's still like these different shows. And I think he actually co-wrote
Mm-hmm.
the Hawaiian show, Chief of War, with another person, and it's like it's still create like it's taking a chance, and it's on Apple, but like it's still new, it's
Yeah.
still unique, it's based on a true story with history. um and I don't see was like unique and
Mm-hmm.
everything because it was like everybody was blind. So
Yeah.
it was like, what would a society look like in people who are blind? Like, how would they function? And like, he was still a warrior. So in
Mm-hmm.
that show, it was like, how do you have a guy who can fight and fight well and have this deep backstory
Mm.
and all this
That's cool
stuff that
though.
he just, I love. Yeah. But like, so that's kind of like somebody's getting something right with Jason Momoa and the shows that he likes to
Hmm.
play in. But like, you know, like you said, it's like, I don't know. I feel like the
Yeah.
creativity in general
Yeah.
is just flattened out because it's not. Because even if you
Yeah.
think about, like, I don't know how good the Lilo and Stitch adaptation's doing right now, but I don't expect it to be
I
doing
I've
amazingly.
had
So
I've had kind of pretty decent like not in depth but like discussions with my college friend Katie. She was loves Stitch, loves Lilo and Stitch. Have you heard how it ends?
no, I don't, and I want to watch it because
Okay, I
Alicia
won't
and
say it
I
then.
just watched Lilo and Stitch, the animated movie, for the first time a couple days ago.
Okay, I won't say
So
anything then. Um,
okay,
okay, all I'm going to say
fair enough. Yeah.
I can't even say that. You just watch just
Okay.
yeah. I
If
won't.
it's not
I'm not.
good,
I'm not going to watch
Heard.
it. I've
Okay.
I've made my decision, and I'm not supporting the live action.
Okay, well, you know what? Go ahead and tell me because I'm not gonna get around to see because I didn't know it was still in theaters and it's gonna be a while before it's on Disney Plus, so I'm not gonna watch it for a while. And since it's an adaptation, it's kind of like
Are
almost
you
the same.
sure you want me to tell
They
it?
didn't cut and paste.
Are you sure you want me to?
Oh,
Okay.
no, now I'm doubting myself.
Okay. What happens at the end of the animated show? What happens
I'm trying to remember because we watched the second one
with
too, and
Lilo and
it's
her
like
sister? Like, you know.
with okay, so I think the didn't they like Lilo was almost taken by the aliens and then they had to save her and then um they revealed that the guy was not really DFS, he was from the CIA with some aliens and stuff, so it was like Lilo and Stitch like got to like end up together with the sister because I remember the montage at the end where it was like jumping from like Christmas to like all these different holidays and they all got to like the sister and the boyfriend and Lilo and Stitch kind of became this happy little family kind of ending. It was like this perfect little ending where everything's fine.
So like, like the main quote, like the main thing in the movie is Ohana means family. It means nobody gets left behind. That's the main theme, right? The main kind of like the gist of the whole theme of the movie, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, I'm last chance to back out on this because I'm literally going to tell you the ending of the movie.
Isn't that big? Oh my god. Okay, tell me, just rip the Band-Aid off.
So,
I can't wait.
Apparently Ohana means family, and nobody gets left behind unless you're the sister and want to go to college. Then you let your sister be taken by somebody else so you can leave and go to the mainland and go to college.
Oh my gosh.
I am so... They completely missed the theme of the story. It's about family. And she went to the mainland to be a marine biologist. And guess which college has one of the best marine biology programs in the entire country? Guess which state has it? Just guess.
I have no idea.
Just swing
California?
randomly. No.
California.
Hawaii. Where she was.
Oh.
And there are tons of people that have lived real life Lilo and Nani. That like real life Nani's, that I think that her name's Nani, isn't it? Where have gotten custody of their younger siblings, have went to college, have went to school, have had full-time jobs and raised their siblings, only for people to make a live action version where they're like, sorry, Ohana, like family doesn't get left behind, except this case because I want to go to college.
That is oh my god, that bothers me.
I will not watch it.
That's the thing.
But here's the thing, though. The little girl completely embodies Lilo to the T. She's so sweet. And it's like, I don't want any hate towards that little girl at all.
Right.
Because she literally embodies Lilo. She is Lilo.
That's cool. That's good.
I do not agree with the ending.
The messaging, see, it's like it goes back to the writing thing because like my experience with Lilo and Stitch has been interesting because I didn't grow up with it. I never watched it until it just wasn't one that ever came up for me. I just now watched it now as a 30-year-old adult, and I was not expecting their life to be like the realistic aspect of like you're poor, you don't have a lot of stuff, there's all kinds of chaos trying to raise us, like when you're raising your siblings, you're trying to balance out working. Lilo is kind of a problem child, and the realistic aspect of like children who actually go through some trauma. It was so good, and I'm like, as an adult, I feel like kids are probably gonna, because there's always that. But I'm like, it was such a good message behind the movie, and it surprised me. Yeah. It really is in so many different ways, and that's one of the things that I loved about like how they portrayed, like, not in the animated movie is what I'm talking about, just to let everybody know how the animated movie back in the day like showed Nani and like the work that she put into raising Lilo, and like Lilo and how much Stitch coming into her life actually meant to her, because she felt like this outcast, and like Stitch was kind of relatable. Also, the second movie made me cry. I was emotional that week. It was rough. I bawled my eyes out because they did the typical thing Disney used to do. So
Yeah.
to me, that makes me so mad to know that it's like the sister who poured her heart and soul into trying to raise her younger
Now,
sibling and make
yeah.
all sacrifices. No, who cares? I'm not going to sacrifice for you.
Yeah.
And especially for me, coming from a single mom who actually did make sacrifices to raise two kids alone, that is the wrong kind of message to send to people. So I can definitely understand why people
Yeah.
are mad about that.
Now, like, it might be worth just watching just to kind of, so that way you can say that you've watched it and you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it in full to
I'm
make a
still
review
going
for
to.
it. But, like, no,
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not doing it. I don't
Oh,
agree with that. Like, you can change, you can
it's like,
add whatever message, add whatever agenda you want into it, but do not take out, but when it comes to family and the importance of family sticking together, do not take those kinds of themes out of movies. We need
yeah,
more
and it's like,
families coming, like, just, I don't know, it, the original animated show, and I think this is what you were kind of getting at too, it's so validating and it's so relatable to so many people in our country in today's world. And it's like, people, like, there are people all over the country that are the legal guardian of their younger siblings, that are going to college, that are trying to make a living for themselves, that are trying to make a life for themselves and for their siblings to give them a better life. And companies like this make take a story that's beloved by tons and tons of people and twist the ending. I'm sorry.
and to me, it's
It
like,
makes me
why?
very
That's
angry.
the thing that, like, oh, I'm angry
I'm
with
just like,
you.
ah,
And that's the thing is like, why? Because it seems like there's so many, like, it just, I get that they want to kind of destroy the messaging of the nuclear family. Like, that's been kind of a thing they've tried to do before. But I'm like, to me, I just don't understand why that's your message. And like, like, I don't know if it's pushing the whole women need to be a girl boss, even to the expense, leave your family behind. Don't, who cares about
yeah,
your siblings? Who cares about anything? Just go do you and do what you need to do to focus on your career and be a girl boss, even at the expense of everything else. Like, being a girl boss is fine. Like, we have so
yeah,
many women who are like,
yeah.
you making a career and a life for yourself, but like not quite at the expense of your family. Like, I feel like, and it's just, I
It's
don't
just sending the
understand the
wrong
messaging behind
message.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah, and
maybe I'm
oh,
just making something out of nothing. It's just at the end of the day, it's just a TV show. You know, it's just a movie, but it's just the fact that they're
yeah.
trying to take a
And then
message
too,
like
and
that
this is,
out.
yeah, the other thing too that doesn't make sense about these live action remakes is you have some that are literally like the Lion King. They're pretty much scene by scene a actual remake
Mm-hmm.
of the movie, and
Yes.
people don't like those because it's just the same thing. And then you have other ones where they try to change something, and then that change is not actually a
Mm-hmm.
good thing. It doesn't honor what it was before, like Snow White or this Lilo and Stitch one. And so I'm just confused as to like
Honestly,
what they're
I think
trying to do with these live
I
action
think
remakes.
I think it's all about how they advertise it. I think instead of advertising them as remakes, because when somebody hears the word remake, they're expecting it to be true to what it was before. I think they need to
I
title
agree.
it. They need to, like, instead of just saying, like, calling it Lilo instead, like, I don't know, it's just like inspired by blank, or
Yeah.
a new take on blank, a new take on Lion
Mhm.
King, and you could have it be whatever. That's where, like, the Star Wars has the what if episodes. It's just it's just like inspired by
Mhm.
this, or a take on how this could be. I don't know. I think they need to be marketed to something, with something other than remake, because people get this idea that remake, you know, and that's where they get a lot of hate and, like, negative feedback, is because they're marketing it like Harry Potter TV show, for example. They said they're going to be true to the books, but they ignore character descriptions. So it's like, you know, at
Like,
the
I
end of
feel
the
like with
day,
Mulan, and it's a good
yeah,
example. If they had warned everybody beforehand, hey, this and this and this, like, this
yeah,
isn't going to be a true adaptation. This is going to be different. This
yes,
is our new version of
uh
it.
huh,
I would have been expecting
yeah,
differences and not
yeah,
what we got.
yeah,
And then the disappointment sets in, and it's like, because you're not being true to the original.
yeah,
And so, yeah, it's like, that makes sense that, like, just the way that they're advertising some of these. So,
yeah,
well, it's been an interesting conversation.
yeah.
So hopefully we never popped out because of
Well,
the,
yeah.
forms and stuff.
Okay, if you have any kind of new books that you're reading, or maybe there's a series that you've been reading that's just like super emotional and super epic and just really it's really worth reading, let us know and we'll take a
Yeah.
gander at it. Um,
Yep.
and
We'll add it to our ever-growing TBR list.
hey, I feel like we've made decent progress with our TBR list. You've made really good progress with yours at least. So,
I will soon be able to say I've read through the entire most of the Throne of Glass series this year, and I've read through it finally.
uh huh.
Also, really quick thing, my friend H.A. Pruitt's doing a giveaway of her coloring book, and it's going on till the 14th, so you guys have a
Ooh,
couple of days if you're
sweet.
interested in that. The way to enter it's actually really creative. It's just bad timing for me because my printer broke, and I have no way to print off the coloring page. So she gives you a link, you print off the coloring page, you color it, submit a picture to Instagram, and then you could be entered to win her coloring
Oh,
book. My printer
sweet.
broke.
Awesome.
Um,
Oh,
I struggling. So it's like
yeah.
really great timing for the printer to break. But yeah, I wanted to shout that out real quick.
Yeah.
A.J. Pruitt, you can find her on YouTube, Instagram, all the places.
She
So
is a faithful commenter of our videos, so I always enjoy
yeah,
looking and seeing what she has to say in her comments and stuff. But all right,
yeah,
take care, guys.
yep,
Have a good week, because it is a Monday night.
yep.
If you are one of those people that you dread going to work on Mondays, hey, it is 9 p.m. Monday's almost done, so you know.
Yep.
It's got the full week ahead of you, so all right.
Yep, wonderful.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Yep, we'll see you
Bye.
in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.